When I was a kid, I wanted to be an aeronautical engineer. I used to love this Indian American engineer. Her name was Kalpana Chawla, and she was on a mission when she landed, when she entered the Earth's atmosphere, the 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 capsule just blew up. And I remember feeling completely shocked because she was the only Indian role model I thought I ever had. And and I wanted to be an aeronautical engineer because I was fascinated by stars and the sky, and I feel like I continue to have that fascination, except that it manifests in an entirely different way. But yeah, that's what I wanted to become. My father is a really kind, generous, and loving person. He doesn't express it very often, or he expresses it in a way that's different, but he's wonderful. He's very, very disciplined and dedicated to providing for his family, and he's done that for his entire life. I really admire his sense of duty that he feels towards his family and his parents, and how he continues to live his life in a way that honors his parents. He's a financial director at a company in Lagos, Nigeria. My mother is an amazing, amazing woman. She's incredibly talented. The reason I think I'm an artist is because of her. She's so talented. She's an incredible singer, and she just has this amazing capacity to keep giving to the community, to her friends, to people, to like being of service and providing to the community. And it's so incredible that she can continue to do that without expecting very much in return. She's very funny. She's hilarious. She's always got an accent that she can like come up with. She's good at imitating her friends, and she's very she's a strong woman. She's been through a lot, and she's amazing. She used to work she used to facilitate training programs for HR in an HR role for companies until she became a corporate trainer herself, and now she's participating in different workshops and doing different things.
What do you have in common with your parents?
I think living away from home and having the responsibilities of being an adult has made me realize how much I am like my mother. For instance, I make sure, like, when people are visiting my house, like, it's super clean and like everything's in order and it looks like no one actually even lives there. And that's something that she'll always do, to make sure that the house appears a certain way and looks clean and beautiful, like a home. And I realized that I'm so much like that, like so much like her. She's very nurturing, and I feel like I am nurturing as well. I care very, very much about providing emotionally for people, and it comes instinctively, naturally to me. And what else do I have common with my dad? maybe we have like a similar sense of humor sometimes. Um, yeah. We're both very strong-headed and opinionated and hold very strongly whatever we believe, and we're not very flexible at like compromising at times.
Is there a song that reminds you of them?
Of the both of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember them telling me when I was a kid that they never went to movies. Like they just almost always did not go to the movie theater. They did when they were younger, but while growing up, I think my dad just did not like movies, but they went and watched this Bollywood movie, Veer Zara, and they both really loved it. And I was like, oh my God, is this the first movie you guys have seen together in like, I don't know, 15 years? And they said, yeah. And so I think whenever I listen to the songs of that movie, I think of them because it's a love story between an Indian soldier and a Pakistani girl. Yeah. And the songs are beautiful.
Can you like do a gesture that reminds you of your mom and like a gesture that reminds you of your dad?
So something he does is like he'll just like scratch his head like really, really slowly when he's thinking. My mom, she always, okay, I don't know if this is a gesture, but she always covers her ears with her hair because she thinks that they're too big.
How do you feel about graduating?
I'm kind of nervous about graduating because I have to think about visas and applications and things like that. There are so many caveats being a student on a visa for me to get a job. But at the same time, I'm really proud of the person that I've become over the past 2 years. I've grown a lot. I've become my own person, and I owe that to this school and the friends that I've made here, and of course my family and my parents for supporting me in getting an arts degree when they don't even know what I do. And that's an insanely amazing capacity as a parent to trust your child and allow them to pursue what they want to pursue, knowing that you don't know what they do. And I think I'm really nervous about meeting their expectations in some way, meeting my own expectations. But I'm really glad, and I'm really like proud of the work that I've made in the past 2 years, and the friends that I've made and the people that I've gotten to know over the course of the past 2 years. And I'm a different person, and so I'm happy. I think I'm a lot more comfortable knowing that I took something out of this program that allowed me to have a sense of voice, which is something that I struggled with before I came here, and experiment, and now I'm doing all of those things that I set out to do. So it's very humbling.
Are your parents coming to the graduation?
Yes, they are. They are coming. I'm quite excited. I'm also nervous because I am yet to speak to them about my work. And the performance video that I've recently made. And it's different when I'm in a space where I feel completely okay being myself and having people look at my work and talk about it in a very critical way. But there's a certain aspect of my own identity that I don't have to express in the space, or I don't feel the need to be ashamed or shy of being an Indian woman using her body to create a performance piece. And I feel like that's something I would have to talk to my parents about before they come. So I'm nervous about that, but I'm really excited for them to come and see what I've been doing and to see the work of all my peers who are just so talented and and incredible artists, and I'm excited to celebrate with them because I truly feel like in all the things that I've done in life, this has been one of my greatest achievements. So I'm glad that they're here for that. Yeah. I don't know if you know, but like Indian parents there's this aspiration of being in America. Like that's where, like, going to America means you're living the better life. And that's something that I know that my parents secretly, or not secretly, but they like believe in, but they don't enforce. They definitely want us to try and make it here because the quality of life is better, and or what they believe as a quality of life is better. And so I think they would be okay if I didn't go back. But when I think about it myself, I feel like I don't owe this place my space. I don't have to be here or in India or in Lagos. I can be in all three places where I've become who I am, and continue to live and make work in all these places without having to feel like I have to stay in one specific country. I think it's a frame of mind that you really need to change, because there's this concept of home and identity that we tie so hard to ourselves, and having a home that is consistent, like stable, is something that is an expectation of every individual, and more so at least with my family.
What are your plans after graduation?
I'd love to teach. I'm really interested in teaching, and I've been applying for some fellowships and curatorial opportunities around the city and outside. I'd love to be a part of the arts community in San Francisco and continue to foster that and be a part of it. I definitely feel more of a sense of responsibility towards understanding issues of gentrification and race and things like that affect the city. And as a person of privilege, and my privilege being the power that I have and the education that I have, I feel like I have a sense of responsibility to be aware and involved in a way that positively affects the community. So I think I'm interested in doing workshops and attending classes about these things, and sort of being more involved in the city and spaces that I live in, as opposed to being separated from it, like most of the people who live in the city. So that's definitely something I'm interested in getting more involved in. And I also want to, I'm thinking of starting a series of talks where I interview Bay Area artists who are people of color, to talk about the work that they make and how they continue to make that in America. And that's something that I'm interested in doing. So just, continue to doing that. Yeah. The role of art for me is to create a response, to have an emotion, to spark a thought, to spark a conversation, to creating a dialogue. For me, the role of art is, my art is storytelling. I love narrative work. I think that we have so many interesting, fascinating stories to tell. Like, all of us are multifaceted individuals, and for me, I believe that a really great piece of art can move you emotionally in a way that you've never experienced a certain kind of joy, pain, emotion, disgust, dread. It's to make you aware of your existence in some way, that you're alive, that you have these feelings that are real in a world that is so constructed and manipulated. Art is a form of creative expression, and And it's so beautiful because it's individual. Every individual has a different way of expressing that creativity, and to see the work that comes out of somebody's brain is incredible, because it's as individual as it is, it's so universal, and that's the beauty of it. Right now, if I were to say, the most important thing for me is to continue to make work about things that matter, to continue to live a life that is truly the fullest version of who I am. Becoming the person that I have in the past 2 years, I've tried to stay true to that person and be honest and sincere. And I think for me, no matter what I do or where I go and who I meet and where I live, to be true to myself is probably the most important thing, because it's so easy to be other people. And I think to be able to touch people with my work is something that I really, really value and I'm grateful for. And if I'm able to do that for the rest of my life, whether it's professional, personal, that would be incredibly humbling, and I can say that I lived a life that I wanted to live. Yeah. The dream?
Yeah.
Can I just be as unrealistic as possible?
Mm-hmm.
The dream would be to become an artist that is recognized for the work that they make. To live in a community of people who challenge and question and encourage and support who I am as an individual and the work that I'm making. To maybe have a family. I truly want to live in France at some point in my life, so hopefully I'd be doing that right now in 15 years. And I want to maybe write. I want to write a book or a series of essays, I don't even know, but I have so many thoughts and experiences that I want to share, as superficial as that sounds, but there's something there that I think I can explore, and maybe I'd be working on that at this point in 15 years. So that's where I see myself.